What if I was to tell you that there was a front page story today with MPs, members of Parliament, threatening a potential boycott of the BBC TV licence? Well, it has actually happened. You may not have seen it, but I'm going to bring you all the very latest on it in this report. Of course, guys, if you could please start off by clicking the thumbs up button, click subscribe and the bell so you don't miss future reports. I'd really appreciate it as I bring you all the very latest. Now, I know that a lot of you, like me, very disillusioned by the BBC. A lot of you guys telling me you don't watch it, you're not interested, and you want the licence fee gone. And, you know, it seems unlikely, surely, that the compulsory BBC licence fee in this day and age, with all the choices we've got out there, can really survive for too much longer. But there's a front page story today in The National, which is a paper in Scotland that backs Scottish independence, with a story on its front page about 4 SNP MPs threatening to support a potential boycott of the licence fee. 4 SNP MPs, the National Report, are demanding major changes to the BBC, otherwise they will back a campaign for Scots not to pay the television licence fee, which funds the broadcaster. Kenny McCaskill, Angus MacNeil, Douglas Chapman and Neil Hanvey have written a letter to Director General, the new Director General, of course, Tim Davie, arguing the service's failing viewers in Scotland and pointing to a significant disquiet over editorial balance. In the letter, they say there is already significant disquiet in Scotland over editorial balance, from the reporting of the 2014 independence referendum through to more recent news reports and documentaries. There appears to be a bias and an agenda relating to many in UK politics, they say, but especially in Scotland. Further changes to the governance of the BBC now give the appearance, they say, of making the corporation a political arm of the current Westminster government. Now, I know a lot of you certainly won't agree with that, and we've seen in the past a lot of complaints to the BBC about, for instance, coverage of Dominic Cummings, Brexit, and so many other things. Now, the National reporting that they have some demands in this letter. The devolution of broadcasting a properly funded BBC Scotland with full capacity to report the news and hold the powerful to account. The abolition of the TV licence in Scotland. They want powers for Scotland to levy a broadcasting tax, as currently the case in Sweden. They want a Scottish government-funded BBC Scotland, paid for with the broadcasting tax, which they will buy into BBC programmes on the same basis that Ireland's RTE does. And they want a form of consultation in Scotland to ensure the widest possible engagement with a programme for future broadcasting potential in. The letter also states, we should also add that there is such a level of concern in Scotland that many have already cancelled their licence fee within the legal rules. We are aware that there are also wider discussions ongoing amongst the Yes movement for a national campaign to boycott the licence fee. Given the current service and future dangers, that is in our view quite understandable. Now, I'm just giving that because it's a story, you know, we've seen disquiet about the BBC. It's perhaps an aspect there from the SNP that you may not have heard about, so I thought I'd bring you the latest on that. But of course, there's many Conservative MPs with serious reservations about the BBC in terms of the licence fee now as well. We've heard before on this channel, in fact, from Ipswich MP Tom Hunt, who's called for the BBC licence fee to be abolished. Ben Bradley, MP for Mansfield, has wrote a piece recently for The Times, which is quite interesting, stating, it is not just the Brexit, it is on issues such as immigration, gender and race. My constituents and many other people across the country feel let down and excluded by the prevailing cultural opinions of the BBC hierarchy. Up and down the country, voters and otherwise feel like they are being preached at by a metropolitan elite who neither understand nor have interest in the issues that affect them. Ben Bradley going on to say, I cancelled my TV licence earlier this year and I hope that others are able to do the same. The BBC cannot and should not be allowed to rely on taxpayer money to fund itself. With millions of media choices at our fingertips, it must compete on its own merits, embrace the free market and the challenge that involves. And guys, please let me know in the comments as ever. Love hearing what you guys make of all this. What do you think about the licence fee? Do you still watch the BBC? What do you want to see the government do on this? Because we've heard, of course, and you will have seen it on their Westminster channel before, constant rumours that the decriminalisation of the licence fee is a done deal. Of course, we heard recently that Lord Moore, Charles Moore, a big critic of the BBC licence fee, was the front runner, in fact, to become the new BBC chairman, but unfortunately seemingly pulled out of that race And so there are now rumours that it could be a Conservative Remainer, someone along the lines of Amber Rudd or George Osborne even, which is quite a big contrast to someone like Lord Moore, who would have been a real radical choice. And we certainly hope the government go for a radical choice. But there is another story connected to the role of BBC chairman, because David Dimbleby, the former Question Time host, it's been reported may throw his hat in the ring to become the BBC's next chairman if the Prime Minister attempts to appoint one of the corporation's critics to the role. The former Question Time host saying that he's horrified by the news that Lord Moore, the former Daily Telegraph editor, was considered for the job. Dimbleby said he was going to make a rival application and promote himself as a defender of the BBC until Lord Moore ruled himself out of the running recently. Dimbleby quoted, "Still might, depending on who comes forward. We'll see who the candidates are. Boris Johnson, we know, wants to bring the BBC to heel, but don't want a chairman who connives in that ambition." Dimbleby told the BBC's Newscast podcast. "You want someone in charge of the BBC," Dimbleby says, "who is sympathetic, not to the BBC as an institution, but to the idea of the BBC, to the concept of the BBC as reflecting the whole sort of richness of British life." Dimbleby even said that he thought the appointment of Lord Moore had been a malign intervention and you need someone with a more open mind. He said that "I thought for Johnson to put in somebody who hates the BBC was very dangerous for the BBC. We know no politicians have ever liked the BBC. Harold Wilson was against us, John Major was against us, Margaret Thatcher certainly was, and Boris Johnson is. The BBC is a thorn in the side of government and that's its job," he's quoted as saying, "and therefore it is disliked by government." And I think looking at this on the broader point, guys, there's a couple of aspects here. Increasingly, the licence fee looks untenable. As I said, there are now SNP MPs looking at a potential boycott of the licence fee. Conservative MPs speaking up, calling for the abolition of the licence fee. And in this day and age, when we have so many alternatives, when we've got you guys watching the Westminster channel here on YouTube, and thank you so much for watching. It's a very exciting times in terms of technology. But it does legitimately allow people quite easily now to never, ever engage with the BBC. And I actually think they've created the market by being so out of touch. They've actually created that market for new ideas, new voices, and new platforms. Now, let me know, first of all, what you make of what the MPs are saying about potential boycott. And also, I'd be interested to hear who you think should be the new BBC chairman. Do you think David Dimbleby is the man for the job? Do you think the government are going to make a radical appointment? Who have you got in mind? What do you want to see them do? Let me know, guys, in the comments below what you think about the BBC, about the licence fee, about what the government should do moving forward. And of course, if you have enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful and informative, please, this channel's growing, help it grow by clicking the thumbs up button, click subscribe and the bell so you don't miss future reports. And of course, as ever, thank you very much for watching.